Not only the support Liverpool when they were alive, the support Liverpool when they're dead.
Do you remember when you first saw him play?
Yeah, well, I'd seen him, the first time I really concentrated in seeing him playing, I'd seen him in a game, in a cup playoff once for Scunthorpe, but the first time I really concentrated on him was when he came here. And he played in a final practice match, which is crucial to us, before the season started. And he played in the big team, and the big team and the reserve team usually were very tough, hard matches. But he switched it all round to a big score, about 7 goals. And that was when I really concentrated. I'd been watching him training. I'd been saying, you know, you put your brakes on at the moment, son. And then he started off, and after that practice match, that was on the Tuesday, I told him on the Thursday, do you want to play in the big team? Oh, he said, yeah. I said, okay, you play. So he played, the first game he was available to play in, after signing him from the 4th Division, he played in the 1st Division. It impressed me so much, his attitude to everything. And in the game against the reserve team, which was a very strong reserve team, he had what was usually a hard-taught training match, you know. Practice matches are no good. Nobody likes them. First team and the second team. They all know each other's style, a little bit aggro, and he had transformed the whole thing. And a boy called Ian Ross, who's now on the staff of Wolverhampton Wanderers and played some very good games for us, was playing, and he was a very sensible boy. So I said, what about this fella? Oh, I said, of course, I couldn't get near him. And he'd played against fellas like Alan Ball and Beckenbauer and all of them, Ross, you know, on his day, and more than hold his own. But Keegan, I can't tag him down, he said. So he's just too quick. And so that was it. So from the very beginning of the initial period of training here, Keegan was a winner. And he played in the first match. He was eligible to play it.
What about Hughes?
Hughes, I tried to sign him on his first match. It was the end of the season, 66, we'd won the league. England had won the World Cup. And Blackpool were playing at Blackburn Rovers. They'd just escaped relegation, and Blackburn Rovers had been relegated. Matt and them were there that night. I thought they were there for Mike England, you know, which didn't materialise. And Matt and Jimmy Murphy. And this boy was playing his first game, so Ronnie Stewart said, there's a boy playing his first game here for us. He said, he's from Barrow, he's 19-year-old. Or 18-year-old, not sure, he's 18 or 19. He played against Brian Douglas. Brian Douglas is one of the all-time greats. He's in the Finney class. And he had a terribly impressive game, the boy. And it wasn't a good time to judge him, mind you. At the end of the season, it was nothing at stake. One team had been relegated. It was just playing out the season, really. Not him. He made it a cup tie. He even got a player sent off, you know, by retaliating against him. And I tried to buy him after the match. After one game, I tried to buy him off Blackpool. That was in May, end of the season. I think it was the following November before I got him, or December. I did try to buy him after one game. I knew he was a winner. See, there's some players you go and watch and you think you're going to sign them. You really think they can play, but you're not too sure. Like Yeats St John, for instance. I knew that Yeats St John were no risk. None at all. And I knew that Hughes was no risk. None at all. Some players you think, well, it's a risk, you know, we'll need you. Sometimes you don't know them until you get them on your books. Then you know. But they come into that category. And Keegan, of course. But I'm talking about Kevin Keegan was in the 4th Division, Hughes was in the 1st Division. So it was a different story. And Yeats and St John, of course, I could have risked my life in them. If I had the money, then I'd have bought them with my own money, St John and Yeats. Providing I got a little bit of interest if they were successful, which I would have done. Hughes comes into the category of no risk, none at all. And you were talking about Kevin Keegan, who's down as the European Player of the Year, 2 successive seasons. Bracketed as one of the greatest players of all time. And he is. And he is. And his exploits will never be forgotten. And his guts and his twisting. And I'll tell you, he's some man. Oh, no, he makes you proud, you know. Kevin Keegan went into the unknown and done it himself. So that it makes you proud. And Ray, of course, who's possibly the greatest factor of Liverpool's success of them all, the goalkeeper. Because of the things he does, the goals he saves in a season. They might have sneaked in and changed the whole course of the game. So Ray, brilliant Ray Clemence, brilliant Kevin Keegan, brilliant Emlyn Hughes. I mean, that's the only way you can describe them.
You also had players, for example, like Peter Cormack.
Oh, yeah.
And to me there's a parallel there. In other words, that you've taken players who've been with other clubs.
Yeah.
And been okay.
Strong.
Strong.
Yeah, strong.
Yeah.
Peter Cormack.
And yet when they come to Liverpool, they're sort of almost on their pass form, rather like many of the Forest players, have transcended themselves, become better players.
Peter Cormack was in a team that won a double, the UEFA Cup and the Championship. He got a double European medal and a Championship medal in the same season. Peter Cormack, yeah, he was a good guy, good lad. With a role for him to play. He was capable of doing it. See, midfield role, he did well in it. Good in the air, and he was similar to St John, you know, to a certain degree. Not all aspects of the game, but some of his similarities to St John, you know, in his defensive work. But we did that with Jeff Strong. I was terribly disappointed Jeff Strong didn't get a lot of caps, you know. And it was circumstances where Tommy Smith was very young, and to keep him down would have been criminal.
The point there is that you bought Cormack for a certain purpose, whereas before, maybe his real potential wasn't being realised with his other teams.
Well, this could happen at a club. Sometimes you're too close to the thing to see it. And Peter Cormack, I felt, had a role for him, and which we did have. And he was successful in the role. You could say could be said about Jeff Strong and Ray Kennedy. We brought them. Jeff Strong was a front man. We brought him. Finished up playing sweeping up at the back. Possibly the best sweeper in the game. Ray Kennedy came from us from the front, from Arsenal. He's playing in the middle of the field now. So the reason, one of the reasons we got Kennedy was because of the things that happened to Strong. We felt that Strong up the front to Arsenal was not just exactly what was needed. We bought him as a football player, not as a specific anything at all. We knew that he could play.